Yes, that's very important that you get the most out of your supervisor, because that's what they're there for, and they're happy to support you, and the more you can do to support them to support you, the better, really. So I would say, first of all, if you can send work in advance, then they've got something to read and discuss. You're getting much the best out of them, because then they've already had a chance to look at it, think about it, and you save a lot of time. That's not always easy, but it's worth it. I'd say, secondly, come prepared with some questions, things you want answered, so that you can get out of it what you want to get out of it. And I think, come to agreements with the supervisor about how you like to work and what you would like to do. Don't feel that it's the supervisor who's going to determine that, because they'd like you to take a lead in that, because they want to help you in the way you want to learn, really.
Use them. A good supervisor is generous with their time, so use that time. And go with questions. So, because supervision is all about that balance between the immediate problems that students want solutions to, but also the bigger picture. Where is this in relation to the bigger picture? And you've got to have some trust there. Students trust their supervisors to know where they're going and what have you. So it's that keeping that agenda, keeping that agenda secure, and checking with with your supervisor. So it's not just, well, I've got these problems, what should I do about this, this and this, but also how am I doing in relation to the bigger picture, the hand-in date, do you think I'm focusing on the right things at the moment? All of those things.
The students need to organise their time effectively to ensure that they send drafts of chapters to the supervisor, I'd say at least a week before the meeting, to allow the supervisor to read and comment on it, to come to meetings with a clear focus and questions, clearly defined questions that they need to ask as well. So to be prepared, basically, rather than to arrange a meeting and just see what happens. I think that is not the most effective use to be prepared.
What I'd say really is keeping the meetings regular and try and keep to the times that you've arranged, and making sure that your supervisor is well informed, so they've got enough information perhaps before meetings, so they can perhaps prepare. If that you've got any particular questions that you want answered, you can give some thought to those before the meeting. Find out what your supervisor's strengths are as well, and areas of interest as well, so that you can tap into that expertise.
What is it one wants to get from that tutorial? Letting me know what that is, and giving me notice of what they're bringing to it. So, for example, if there's writing, it's really difficult for me to respond thoughtfully if people just bring the writing to the tutorial. Tutorials really, I think, are in a sense like any other teaching session. I need a bit of time to plan what the main couple of things I want to make, a couple of points I want to really make in that tutorial. I may not end up making them, things may end up differently, but I want some time to think about that tutorial. And I sometimes find that when people just bring stuff, they say, oh, well, and I'm replying off the top of my head, and I'm uncomfortable with that, really.